All right, well, I'm here at Nice Airport again, picking up another electric car, basically just for us to get the kids and bags from our place in town to the airport a little bit easier. And we've got something super exciting today. It is a Fiat 500e, which is currently available in Europe and hopefully coming to the US in 2024. So let's go check it out and go for a drive. All right, if this is your first time here at the channel, please do subscribe because it is what keeps me going and what helps me bring amazing cars like this and some of the funkiest, most fun EVs around the world to you, like what we've got today, this Fiat 500e. So come along with me and let's go test it out. So I think it's really cool just how many of these that they've got here. And here's their little charging stations, Delta ones. I wonder if these are high power or not. Let's see. So output 25 kilowatts. So faster than your normal at-home charging, but certainly not a fast charger. And they actually partner with Shell Recharge here in France to offer charging. I have a little like key fob I can just use for it. All right, and here she is, my little toy for the day. Probably the smallest car I've ever driven. Actually, almost certainly. But this is the Fiat 500e in the regular white, clear white, it's called. This is about as base as it comes. Let's see what features we've got in here, and I can tell you a little bit about how it is going to compare to what we're hoping is going to come to America. So let's go check it out. All right, so this is it, and you can see this one here is just the two-door one, so no rear doors here. In the US, they are presumed to have what is called the 3+1 door arrangement, where on the passenger side there's actually like a little half door that helps you get into the back seat, whereas here you just gotta climb straight in. So some of the cool stuff on here, you've got this sort of like blue indication that this is in fact the electric version of the 500. Of course, the little line here showing it's the E, and you come around in the front as well. The badging here, as opposed to the combustion 500, this has got this emphasized 500 badging rather than like the Fiat badge. I don't see any cars around here for a counterexample, but oh yeah, here. So this would be gasoline version, and this is of course the convertible soft top. So we got that. We got these cute little, should be 19-inch wheels. Is it 15? The 185/65 are 15T tires on here, Continentals. And if we come around back here, we have the charging port. So here in France, I like it's got a little light in here to make it easier to charge at night. And then here is our AC charging, and then down here the DC fast pins for fast charging. This of course uses CCS Type 2 since we are in the EU. Kind of about it, honestly, from the exterior here. So manual trunk, and it is quite tiny. We're going to struggle to fit our suitcases in here, so probably putting the seats down. Luckily, it's so small you can just do that from here with this little button. So we've got 50-50 split here, and you can see there is not a ton of passenger space back here, but we'll check that out in a minute. And storage in here actually goes fairly deep. So here's the two different charging cables. You get one for AC charging and one for fast charging, since we are in the EU. It's the AC one. So you plug in. It's the other end of it. Oh, sorry, these are not for fast charging, but for your home charging off of level 1, and then this is like the faster level 2 public charging ones. And get this little like storage baggy thing, and then a little bit of under storage here, but really not very much at all. Almost looks like this was designed for a wheel to go back here, but there isn't one, obviously. And this is It's like a safety kit kind of thing. Yeah, so let's check out the inside. Of course, no automatic close here, just pull on this cord, fling it down. All right. So then getting in the inside here, small doors, so easy to get in, even in this tight spot. So here is our interior. You can see pretty big and nice feeling wheel. I can't tell if this is real leather or like a faux leather, but it feels good. Pretty plasticky buttons on here, of course. You get what you pay for. But at least they are physical buttons. And it looks like we've got cruise control and media controls over here. And looks like we also have like, I think a lane departure warning here on the stock. And all of our light controls over here. Drive selection here in the middle, that's pretty cool. We have different E modes, which are our drive modes. Volume control, oh, that's actually bigger than it looked like from the outside. So we've got a 12 volt DC here, cup holder, and not too much else. I don't know if this feels like something you would pull, but oh, okay, yeah, that flips down for another cup holder. Vent, and then in here, you just got like this deeper one. So I'm not seeing anywhere that there is a wireless phone charger, and it looks like we have a single USB-C port in here. So definitely some older tech in here. Let's see if there's anything different in here. Nope, I don't see any. No ports in there, and nothing here in the back. No, nothing here in the back. So I don't get a whole lot of charging options in here for sure. We should have wireless CarPlay and Android Auto in here. Check that out in a minute once we get the car powered on. So let me check out the back seat first before we get moving, and then we'll come back up here to get some driving impressions and talk more about the stats. All right, so I don't think there's gonna be a glamorous way to do this as a 6'1" adult man, but I'm gonna pull that forward, slides out of the way, and then this will be a nice tight fit coming in here. Oh. All right. Oh, I'm in. And there's the seat. Oh, okay. It doesn't automatically slide back to where it was. So that's forward all the way, which I'm sure I would not be able to sit in the front seat like that. And, oh, God, like that, I have just enough leg room. Pretty tight here. And you can see here, this is me with the actual driving position I would be in. So, yep, no way for me to get close to getting my legs in here without having them kind of straddled here. So this is certainly not designed for any type of longer drive as an adult. Definitely more of like a very, very short around town drive, or for kids for sure. But we do have latch connection points here, which is good. Adjustable headrests, which let me see if this actually helps at all. Oh yeah, okay, that's a little bit better because now the headrest isn't like shoving into my shoulders, so I'm all right, but not very much in terms of headroom here. I mean, I'm flush against the roof and smashing my head there. And yeah, I would not want to be back here very long. So let me get back out of here because I don't like that. Interestingly, is this a tether connection point on the front seat? Looks like it. Europe is weird. Just found this cool little Easter egg here on the passenger door. Made in Torino. So proud of the Italian heritage here for sure. And one other interesting thing here, only 2 seats in the back, so only 2 seat belts. No middle seat here at all. So we can't even take the whole family in here. All right, so with the size of this car, I've got to put the camera all the way in the other window and go super wide to actually get all of the interior. So, all right, a few things to know about this. So this is the version of the 500e that is currently on sale in Europe. And the exciting thing is that Fiat announced that they do intend to bring back the 500 to the United States as the electric version only. So people may remember that Fiat celebrated their big return to the US after decades back in 2011, I believe it was, by bringing the combustion gas version of the 500 back. So you'll see those periodically, but they actually stopped selling them in the US in 2019. So in 2024, when this electric version comes back, it will be Fiat's only car sold in the US, and the only option for what you'll be able to get there. So there'll be no gas version at all. So the rumor right now is that this is going to be launched at the upcoming LA auto show, and we'll get a lot more details there. But for now, we're kind of projecting some of the things from this European version into what we would expect in the US. So this has got a 117 horsepower motor. There is a 32.3 kilowatt hour battery, which is pretty tiny compared to any other EVs that you might know. But this isn't designed to be, you know, a long range road tripping beast or anything like that. It's really made to just kind of get you around town, be a car to do quick hops in, run to the grocery store, do your commute or whatever. And so 32 kilowatt hour battery, it's not terrible. In the European cycle, this is estimated to get 199 miles of range, but we know that when the EPA does their testing, or when they use the EPA cycle testing in the United States, that will actually be reduced fairly significantly. So you can probably expect like a 20 to 30% decrease on that range for the version that's launched in the US. But they might be coming out with a larger battery pack version because there is actually a version of this available with a 42 kilowatt hour battery. So it's possible that will be the one that comes to the US, but we just don't know yet. All right, so of the things that you'll notice in here, we've got both a digital gauge cluster screen here, which has our state of charge, our speed, the speed limit it looks like, and it looks like something for maybe lane keep assist or cruise control. And then, of course, we've got this media control screen here. This is a 10.3 inch touchscreen and should be featuring Fiat's Uconnect 5 version of the software, which is their latest version, which allows for CarPlay and Android Auto and even supports over-the-air updates. This is also expected to come with an updated interior and exterior. This one's actually pretty nice. We've got not like a leather option, but a cloth one. It says Sequal, which I believe is what they've branded their like recycled materials from sea pollution that is being used in here. So seats themselves are really nice. Like all of these kind of areas with fabric are good. Anything high touch, I actually find to be pretty high quality in here. Like I said, the steering wheel is actually quite nice. Feels really good in the hand. Buttons are pretty plasticky and not great feeling. They're like this piano black material that is just a magnet for fingerprints and dust and like grease. It's just it's pretty gross in here. And then like everything else that's this plastic. I mean this dashboard one is pretty terrible. But the door is a little bit nicer, but still very, you know, cheap plastic feel. So a nicer interior for the US would be nice as well. So this is expected to launch at the LA Auto Show in late 2023, and then potentially be on sale as early as the first quarter of 2024. Right now there are two trims that are offered. There is the Pop, which is the base version, and the Sport. I think this one is looking like it's probably the Pop version, because I'm not seeing any upgrades at all in here. This is definitely the base one, which is typical for rental cars. And the estimated pricing for this is the Pop is around $30,000 and the Sport would be around $40,000. But we don't have any of the final details on that yet, so that could all change. This is offered in front-wheel drive only. With the 117 horsepower motor that is powering the front wheels, we can get from 0 to 60 miles per hour in 8.4 seconds in the latest generation one. And the estimated EPA rated range for this is probably going to be around 150 miles. This is offered as this hatchback version, and there's also a convertible version here in Europe, and it's not clear if that will come to the US or not. But it'd be cool to see that, because I think it's one of the nicer little like kind of beach town cars you could possibly get. And as I mentioned, this is offered in a unique 3+1 door layout, which means that the passenger side door has a second like half door that you can use to open and get easier access to the passenger the rear seating here. But this one unfortunately does not have that. They do offer wireless phone charging. Not sure, maybe it's in here. It's like this spot for it here, but it kind of seems like my phone would just fly out of here. I don't know, it's not doing anything. Doesn't seem like it to me. Not working for me at least, but should be an option. Also offers wireless Apple CarPlay, so we'll get that connected in a minute. This should have 3 different driving modes. Looks like we actually have heated seats in here too. So they're all either on or off, no different levels, but yeah, that's not bad. So it looks like we can set our... Oh, this is pretty cool. So it's showing me like how long it would take to charge, I guess. Minimum would be 23 minutes, maximum an hour and 39 minutes. I guess depending on what level charging you're using. And then we have the option to go from low to high charging levels. I guess this is designed to help save the battery maybe, or really basically just change the amperage. Kind of interesting though that I've never seen a car that gives you like these options rather than just the amperage levels that you would want. All right, I'm not getting the option for different driving modes, so, oh, here, okay. Oh, it pops up here, I see. All right, so you have to hold it a little bit. So I have normal, range, and Sherpa. So normal is meant to be the one that you keep it in most of the time. Range will give you a little bit less power and help you extend the full range of this. And then Sherpa is sort of like the most limited one, which is designed to be used kind of around town for carrying stuff or doing your grocery run or whatever. And that'll actually limit you to 50 miles per hour at the maximum. Now, of course, one of the big things here is we've got this retro styling, which is a throwback to the old Fiat Cinquecentos of old. And so, you know, from the kind of the steering wheel to the screens and all of the surfaces and stuff, this is supposed to, you know, be a nod back to that, sort of in a similar way to Mini. I think Mini pulls it off a little bit better with like the big gauge and just some of like the little historical nods and stuff. But this is still nice too. And obviously, like the people that this is going to appeal to are the folks that, you know, have some attachment to Fiat as a brand, or just want like you know, something that was cool way back when and has this sort of like retro throwback vibe. So this does feature adaptive cruise control and lane centering. So the latest version of the software in here actually has Alexa built in as well. So we can use that for voice commands and as our voice assistant. So this does feature one pedal driving, so we'll test that out and see how the regen and auto hold are. Just made sure all of that is on. Yeah, I think that's basically all of our techs and specs here. So we're gonna get our phone hooked up here now and get driving a little bit. Okay, so we've got CarPlay connected already. That was easy and looks good. Everything you'd expect to see is here. Interestingly, looks like there's no like built-in navigation, so you're kind of stuck using CarPlay, which to me isn't a problem. Wi-Fi hotspot, that's cool. So I guess we can use 4G Wi-Fi hotspot. Nice. Oh, you have to buy it. Okay, well, at least it's an option. Yeah, so that's really interesting that there's no like navigation thing in here. So yeah, you just use your phone one, I guess. Okay, all right. Well, let's get out of here. Oh, I love the little chimes. That's cool. All right, let's go.
Starting route to 38 Avenue des Bosques.
All right, so let's get in drive here. Can we get in drive? Why can't we get in drive? Having a hard time knowing when this car is on or off. Okay, so it was off. There we go. Vehicle's ready to drive. Drive. Now we're driving. All right. So no auto manual seat controls here. Okay, not bad. Interesting. Oh, the harsh parking brake disengagement. But oh, this is fun. This thing is so small. Easy to pull out of these spots. I think if you were in one of these bigger SUVs, you would certainly struggle a bit. All right, so we've got good feeling low down here, and yeah, I mean a lot of travel in the accelerator pedal, and you're not like, you know, immediately kicked back with torque or anything. Yeah, I've got to like push it almost to the floor to get anything. We'll try that a little more when we get out of here, but yeah, it's interesting. It's like it felt good kind of getting going, and now now that we're actually moving, it feels more like the car's just kind of moving itself than that the acceleration pedal is doing anything. Steering is also pretty loose. There's a lot of play in here. Yeah, I can do that and the car's barely moving. So this is certainly not something you get like as a, you know, a sports car performance kind of oriented drive or anything like that. but you know, at least it's cool and it's fun. That's what you get this for. All right, so we do have little parking sensor things. Oh, cool. Oh, so there's only windows in the front and the back. We've got distance sensors in here, which is nice, so I can see how, not like in terms of inches and stuff, but I get a little red, yellow, orange warning with how close we are to stuff. Interesting fake noises piped in here. It sounds like a spaceship for sure. It's pretty loud too. So, all right, now let's see. We are in our normal drive mode. So let's start with this. So I see we are at 93% state of charge here, and we're stuck behind a electric bus. Nice. So probably the biggest electric vehicle you can get here in France, and the smallest one. All right, so we're at a 93% state of charge, and it says 234 kilometers. So it sounds about on par with what the rated ranges are. So I'm gonna give myself some space here and just mat it to the ground and see what we get here. Not a lot. Okay. So yeah, I mean, this takes over 8 seconds to get to 60 miles an hour. So you will be waiting quite a bit for that. I'm trying to see if I have stronger regen options here. I'm not feeling like any regen when I take power off here. Yeah, it's just coasting. So that maybe is an option. And I don't see like a braking mode. So sometimes you have like, you know, park, reverse, neutral, drive, brake. I don't see that at all here. There are these buttons kind of like where paddle shifters would be. Oh, okay, there we go. So that's music volume. I'm not sure what this one's doing. I mean, you hear a lot of noise from the motor, but not a lot of like pickup. I mean, it's not bad. Like, it's so light and small that it feels like you're going fast, but if I look at the actual speed, I'm not. But at least it gets you onto the highway fairly well. So, all right, I'm figuring out what this other side button here does. It's not like a regen thing. I don't know. Can't figure out a way to do more regen. Let's try a different driving mode. Maybe that'll change it. All right, so, okay, there we go. If we switch to range mode, now I'm getting much more aggressive regen. So, yeah, this feels more like a one pedal kind of driving mode. Yeah, there we go. Okay, that's some good regen there. So you need to be in range mode for that. Power-wise, I don't feel any difference. Seems like power is about the same in range versus normal, but you're getting that extra off-pedal regen. And then let's try Sherpa mode here. Okay, don't feel all that different. Maybe even like more play in the wheel now. Yeah, okay, still heavy regen there. And this thing going by. And now, yeah, so even less power when I kick it down. All right, let's do. Seemed like to me at least range mode is kind of the nicest one to drive in here. Let's see if we get true stopping on regen. Oh yeah, yeah, that's pretty good one pedal driving. You can. That's as good as like Tesla, I would say. You can use that for coming to a complete stop at lights and everything. All right, quite noisy in here. It almost sounds like a window is open, but it is not. I just double checked, and you really hear the other vehicles around you quite a bit. Oh, there's an R8 up here. Yeah, it's nice driving around in France here. Look at this. Ooh, spicy. All right, let's see if we get a chance to do a little test here at the light. Yeah, so quite noisy in here. I mean, I can hear all of these other cars. I hear the airplanes taking off at the airport over there, and we're not even moving right now. So there's not a lot of passive noise dampening in here, and there's no active noise cancellation either. So here we go. Or at least we can hear that. So the oh cool, the Tour de France departed from here in 2020. We've also got a lot of fit-looking people in town because the Ironman World Championships are taking place here this weekend. Like, this is exactly what this car was meant to do. You just kind of cruise along here under the palm trees in the south of France. There are much worse ways to spend your day. Okay, all right, so I do have some different options in terms of the display here in the gauge cluster too. So here we've got this one which is like focused on how I'm actually using the energy in here. This one, is this just the same one again? So speed and where power is going. Yeah, okay, so it's only the two. Oh, cool, okay, so let's see. Our average economy in here looks like almost over the lifetime of the car is 12.8 kilowatt hours per 100 miles. What else? Oh, driver assistance, okay, what's that do? I think it's just telling me if I have cruise control on or not. Certainly not showing me like cars around me or anything like that. Tire pressure, vehicle info, tire pressure, messages. I don't see any like navigation ones in here, unfortunately. Okay, so we have cruise control. Set it here. Oh, you have to be moving to set it. Try to get it going on the next road here. Oh, here's an electric mail delivery van. Yeah, it's kind of interesting, like driving a car like this that, you know, isn't exactly like performance oriented. Oops, I think you're not supposed to honk in France. Jersey reactions. Yeah, driving a car that's like not exactly performance oriented is actually like a little bit more fun. Like you got to work a little bit harder, but it makes the driving almost feel like, you know, kind of more special. And oh, there's an electric Mercedes van there. So I get distracted so easily by all the cool EVs here. So and all the ones that we don't get in the US. So anyway, yeah, I mean, like, you know, I've got to really work this wheel a lot harder. I wish they had like a sport mode that tightened this up a bit, because it's just like there's so much play in this thing. And then same with like the pedal too. Like I've got to really like mash it to get some acceleration. And even the regen, it's like there's somebody behind me right now. Like I take off and it just, you know, it coasts and it's not like all that aggressive. I've got to like mash on the brake pedal to actually really stop myself. But like kind of, you know, throwing this around a little bit is fun. Handling is not like superb, I would say. Going around even turns like this, like I can feel the G-force almost, and like this is, you know, pretty low speed, not exactly like aggressive turning radius turn or anything like that. And I can feel like the car even kind of rolling a little bit as I'm doing it. Alright, coming around this, let's take this turn a little bit funly and see how it feels kind of coming around here. Alright, so good regen. And oh, this is sharper than I thought. Woohoo! Alright. Oh no, that okay, I mean, yeah, like the turning response is good, especially on these little tiny wheels. Like almost you know, mini-esque, or like what they always call go-kart kind of handling. But the car itself, like the suspension is just not there at all. The whole car was like rolling. So it was almost a little bit scary. I mean, good thing with this being the electric one is all of the weight of the batteries is underneath me, so it's not like I'm gonna roll this car over, but certainly felt the car like tipping as I was doing that. All right, and now going up this hill, let's see. Yeah, I'm gonna put the pedal down to keep this going. Not much here. That's all the way down. Not much. All right. It's still fun though. I do like this. I'm not sure this is like a car for me, but I'd like a spicier version of this if they did like an Abarth one or something. I think that'd be pretty cool. But yeah, I mean, like to me this feels kind of, you know, very similar to like a standard Mini Cooper versus, you know, the S, which is a lot more fun, or the JCW one. But yeah, nice little car for doing your commute and just getting around for sure. I do like the key. Very cool kind of retro-y key. Big one, you're not going to lose this for sure. It does take up a lot of room in the pocket, but even here, not really much in terms of features. Just trunk unlock, lock and unlock. Okay, there's auto hold. That worked pretty well. So it's just holding this here. And then I can flash the lights, and that is all I see here. I don't even know if there's a way to like manually release the, oh, it's a bio. So I guess the key itself is made out of some sort of like recycled or bioplastic. I don't know. I don't believe in any of that stuff anyway, but yeah. No, you can actually adjust the steering wheel. So it's a manual one, but it adjusts. That's something. Yeah. Woo. All right. Oh, here, let's do this for. We get yelled at by the neighbors, but yeah, I mean, ooh, it's fun like on these little tiny tires, but the handling is so bad. All right. Let me park up here and get some lasting impressions here. This gear selection thing here is straight. I'm sure you get used to this, but it's definitely odd to me to have it there. All right, let's see how our backup camera in here I just noticed. That's quite nice. And quite aggressive in terms of the beeping. Just a little power. I've got to like rock it back and forth to get it up on the curb even. Oh yeah, so there's obviously no sunroof in here, which I think is kind of a miss. If this was available in the convertible, I mean, I would absolutely go for that first, but I think a sunroof would make this feel even cooler. Like, you know, this is the car you want to be driving around on the promenade here, down by the beach and with the sun, you know, blasting off of you. And so, like, having just this boring headliner and closed off roof really isn't kind of the vibe that I would go for. So I did not see that as an option. Seems like you either get the convertible or nothing, but I think that would be a nice thing to have added in the US. And then I can see over here, this is the SUV version of the 500, and that one does have a sunroof. So Fiat at least knows how to make them. I hate it when cars, EVs have an on-off button. I never remember to hit it, so this car was just yelling and beeping at me that I was left on. I wasn't ready to drive still. Turn off, I just had the door closed. Look at that, we get a little like trip summary when we turn the car off. But yeah, why do I have to turn the car off? It was just beeping and yelling at me. So, lame. Yeah, I really don't like it when EVs have that. All right, getting there. Got 3 suitcases and a stroller and 3 backpacks so far in here. We got a couple more little bags to go, but we needed to put the seats down, of course. And we're taking up most of the interior now with all of that stuff. So no room for people. All right, so I found this parking garage here, which I think I'm paying like 30 euros for a couple of hours at, but it was better than parking on the street. But nice advantage of this little tiny car is it was easy to park in here, and they have charging, which I think is free. I'm not sure, but yeah. So we use the cable that was included here. It just goes in here, and then you plug it into this thing here. You have to like present a card just so that I guess it can lock and unlock you. But I was able to just use this little key fobby thing here that Hertz gave me. And that works. So now we are charging at 7 kilowatts, which is not bad. We're at like 90% state of charge anyway, but at least this way I should get enough that I'm not going to get charged. A little lizard just ran up the car. Cool. Should be enough that I don't get charged now by Hertz for turning it in under 90%. One interesting thing here was I noticed I don't think there's any way to open the hood here. Could not find a puller or anything. But all right, so we're juicing up now, and let's find out. This could either be a nice little bonus or one of the most expensive charges and parks that I've ever done. Let's find out. You know, they do this way better in Europe as well. So look at how many chargers there are, although most of them are not actually in use. So 2, 4, 6, 9, 13 here. Although mini coupe convertible, I seen that one. This one is a plug-in Toyota that I don't think is actually charging. It's not a charging spot. Yeah, not actually plugged in. A couple of Teslas. This car has no wheels. That's good to see. And another 500 over here. Very cool. And there are even more on this side, so it's basically along every wall in here. When you plug in. So most cars aren't even charging. So I wonder if that means I am going to get charged and it's going to be crazy. Oh well, let's find out, eh? We can't figure out how to get out of here either. Alright, so our parking here was $13, and we should be done charging now. We were at like 90% before, so I expect that, yeah, we're at 100% now. So that's good, because now I don't have to pay for anything with Hertz. And the way this works is we should do the same little key fobby thing here, this little thing, which is pretty cool. And patience. Let's see, am I going to charge? Okay, 5 hours, 13 minutes. So $13 for that parking wise, a little bit pricey, but whatever. 6.25 kilowatts. And we just pull that out. That goes back in here. This is our cable. And that just doesn't open. What's up? goes in, and this one goes in, and put this little porty thing back in here somehow. Good, I guess. Oh, rubberized. All right, and that's it. And then this cable goes with the car. All right, so nice, easy, I think free charging, but we'll find out, I guess, if that hits my credit card with or gets charged back to Hertz or anything like that. Cool. All right, off to return the car. All right, so a couple more things in here. If I mash the pedal all the way to the ground and like basically do a launch, I can make the front tires spin, which is interesting. And they squeal like crazy, I think, because the wheels are so small. But then I've also noticed the air conditioning in here is just nowhere near strong enough. I don't know if I just don't have it like adjusted well, but I have it on auto, and I am like dying in here. Sure, it's a pretty hot sunny day. It's 22 degrees Celsius out, so that's not even that hot. It's under 80. But I am just melting in here, and it doesn't feel like the air is working very hard at all. So at 100% state of charge, it was showing around 265 kilometers when I first unplugged and pulled out. So I think that's going based off of like what the driving patterns of this have been, but pretty close to the estimated range at least. So that's not terrible, especially considering it's a rental car. It's probably been driven a little bit heavily over the 5,000 kilometers or 3,000 plus miles that this has had. Bye-bye car looks to be quite popular at Hertz as well. I see a couple here. I like the black option, but our white one was a bit nicer in the Mediterranean sun. All right, so weirdly no audible door chimes when you lock and unlock it, so I couldn't even tell that it was locked. The lights flash, but that's it. And then if you have the key in your hand, it just opens, so you can't actually tell if it was locked at all. I had to go put the key away and then come check it again. All right, but yeah, this is the Fiat 500e. Pretty cool car. I think a great option here. Makes a lot of sense in Europe for sure. You can just get like a comparison kind of between the larger SUV version and the normal 500 hatchback. But yeah, nice little car for taking the family around, for doing a short commute, for running and grabbing the groceries or whatever it is you might need to do around town. Certainly not a big road tripper. Slow charging on this, by the way, about 50 kilowatts only. So certainly not something that you want to like travel across the country or state by state or country by country or anything like that. But nice for getting around here for sure. And I think this will be like moderately popular in the US. I don't think you're going to sell huge numbers of these, but at least they'll get them back on the road, get some more brand recognition with Fiat, help Stellantis overall in terms of the push to EVs and just having some cool brand options out there. And yeah, I think you'll certainly see at least some of these from people that can get this as a second, third, whatever car. And I think especially kind of in nice, warm, like beachy areas, there'll be a ton of these. So cool to see, and can't wait to see this come to the US. All right, well with that, I hope you liked this look and first drive of the Fiat 500e from the channel here. If so, please do like and subscribe. Helps the channel grow and helps me bring more interesting and exciting EV content out to you. So with that, thanks so much for watching, and we will see you out there on La Strada.